Hi, this is Zita Latham, Senior Mortgage Broker and Protection Advisor from the Mortgage Mum. Welcome to my channel. Today I will be summarizing how much deposit you need to buy a home, your home. Especially probably a lot of first-time buyers are asking these questions, but specifically this is related to residential properties, so not buy-to-lets, because buy-to-lets work slightly differently. So in this video I'm talking about residential purchases and how much deposit you need for that purchase. So very difficult. This is probably the hardest part of buying a property, because putting the deposit together with today's property prices is not that easy. I am fully aware of that, and I am cheering you all who managed to put that deposit together, because it's hard work to save up the deposit. So the good news is that we have providers who accept as little as 5%, or even better news for some who were not able to save up the deposit yet, and they don't have any other means to have the deposit ready either. For example, money gifted by family, for example, because often people get some help from family. We call it gifted deposit. So we now have access to products or lender who can offer the 0% deposit mortgages as well, which is very exciting. And help for lots of people who want to get on the property ladder. Now, let's start with the 0% deposit option. Of course, there are certain criteria to meet with this option. First of all, you have to be renting, you have to be a tenant who is paying for the rent, and you need to show a track record of paying the rent, and you have to pay it without any help. So only you and your partner who want to buy together would have to show the track record of paying the bills and the rent on your own. Okay, so this is really this is one of the most important criterias. Also, the lender who can provide you with the 0% deposit will check the size or the amount of rent you're paying, and that will very much, apart from the normal affordability calculations, will identify how much maximum you can borrow. So potentially, if your rent is quite low but you would like to buy a quite expensive property and you need quite a large mortgage, you might not be able to achieve that if your rent is currently very low. However, if this is something you're interested in doing, get in touch. Obviously, we can have a look at what we can achieve in regards of the 0% deposit option. Now, if somebody managed to save some money up, then we have the 5% deposit options, which is fantastic. 5%, I do understand, even depending on the area you're looking to buy and the price of the property you are buying, 5% can be still quite a large amount of deposit. But it's great that we have access to products and lenders who offer this option. Now, of course, the bigger deposit is the better the rate is. So if you are able to put forward bigger than 5% deposit, it's beneficial for you because your rate will be lower. The rate will be lower at 10%, perhaps 15, 20, 25, 30. So the rates are in different brackets, and it depends on that percentage of deposit you put down. So the best possible rate is sitting at 60% loan to value, which means you put down 40% deposit. So the bigger the deposit, the better the rate. So this is very important for you to know. Also, sometimes lenders more likely accept you for the mortgage if your deposit is bigger. So for example, if your deposit is 5%, and you have very little credit history, very low credit score, it might doesn't go through. The lender might decline you at 5%, but if you add another 5% to it, so if you come up with 10% deposit, it could go through because the lender is taking less risk lending you money because you're putting more in from your own resources. So this is really important to know. Now, sources of deposit. Obviously, the most common one is savings. People save up for the deposit. Very common where somebody is providing savings plus some help from family. We call that gifted deposit. Again, the gifted deposit, generally speaking, banks like it if it comes from a family member, but some might allow perhaps friend as well. But then again, a bank, a broker, to be more precise, will be able to tell you which lender is good for you depending on who is providing that gifted deposit. Now, some lenders, not many, a very small range of lenders will also accept personal loan as a deposit. So that's a possibility as well. Again, what I would say is speak to your broker. You're desperate to get on the property ledger. You're desperate to get out of that renting situation. Your rent is going up. Your landlord is increasing the rent again. You don't have that 5% deposit yet. You really want to get on that property ladder. You might have options because you might have the 100% mortgage with the 0% deposit, or you might have, for example, the personal loan option. It all depends, the personal loan option, affordability, because what the lender will do, they will calculate that you will be able to pay and you can afford the mortgage, but also you can afford paying a personal loan on top of that. And if the numbers add up, then that could be executed successfully. Now, what other options you have if you have no deposit or you don't have that 5% deposit ready yet? There are also the discounted purchase price options. So if, for example, your landlord, it's quite common at the moment that landlords are looking to sell, and legally they have to offer you that option first, whether you want to buy the property because you're already living there and you're renting the property. If the landlord is willing to sell the property at a discounted price, so cheaper than the market value, then some lenders are able to take that discount as equity and deposit towards the purchase. Generally speaking, has to be minimum 10% that discount from the market value, so they can actually use that towards the equity or deposit, and then in that case you don't need to put down anything. So there are options out there, but when it comes to buying a property, the very first thing is the first thing I always ask is, do you have a deposit? Because it's very important. One of the first steps towards the property ownership is whether you have a deposit or not. But fortunately, as I said, and the summary is, there are options out there even if you don't have that deposit yet. However, if you do have the deposit, or if you are just in the process of saving up, the bigger the deposit, the better the interest rate you will be getting. So save, even if it's hard. It's a good thing to do because you will be getting that property easier, quicker, and at a better rate as well. So good luck, everyone. And as you can see, I have a few other videos mortgage related uploaded already, more coming. So hit the subscribe button because then you can be notified about new topics, new videos, and everything mortgage related and property purchase related will be here in my channel. So watch out and enjoy.